Hi everyone, very good evening. I'm Dr. Preeti Sharma, and it's an honor that I'm sharing the screen today with Dr. Arijit Das, who's got an amazing score in the recently conducted FMG exam on Jan 20th. So I won't take much of anyone's time, and I'll hand over the mic to Dr. Arijit. Congratulations, Doc, for your result. It's an amazing result, and I want you to tell the students a little bit about yourself and, of course, about this result that you've just got.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, PrepLadder team. And I also want my juniors to be this successful in the future coming exams and all. Hello, guys. I am Dr. Arijit Das, and I am from Kolkata, West Bengal. And I have studied in Delhi University in China. And
And
I
your
have been
score,
using
most important.
PrepLadder like for the last few years, you can say. I scored around 225, which is almost close to the GT scores that I used to score in my home only.
So that is very modest of you. If I
Yes,
would have
ma'am.
been in your place, I would have started my introduction as my score that I've got because it's truly commendable. So congratulations on that. How is the feeling? Have you informed your family? How is the situation and atmosphere at home now?
They are really happy, and my friends are also very proud of me. My mother and father, they are very proud because, firstly, the thing is, I didn't mention I when I passed class 12, I didn't want to be a doctor. Okay. So my father told me like you have to be a doctor, go and prepare for that and all. I had my PCB and maths and all, but biology was there obviously. And then my father told go भैया के तरह तुम भी चले जाओ बाहर FMG होके चले जाओ because उतना स्कोर आया नहीं था at that point of time मैं बनना भी नहीं चाहता. So later on, I grew more like after I got into this MBBS and all, I experience hua, I got interest and all, interested hua. Or, so now here I am today, one of the like guys who has been like invited to PrepLadder's channel and all. Thank you. Thank
So
you.
I
I would
think
like to thank my parents for giving me this opportunity.
So, as they say, our parents always guide us in the right direction. Sometimes we cannot see it at that point of time, but later on in life, we do realize that they've guided us for our good and they've seen some potential in us. That is why they've put us in that direction and it works out in the end,
Yes,
right?
ma'am. Yes,
Dr. Arijit, let's start from the very beginning. In which stage or year in your medical college did you start preparing and what was your primary resource for preparation?
Yes, actually, if I like to be honest, I started my preparations when I was back in home during COVID. Like
Okay,
I
yes.
was back in home because I came back from the college, and I like thought about starting my preparations at home during that COVID time. For first 2 3 months to ऐसे ही series देख के निकाल दिया. फिर after that I started no अभी थोड़ा groove में आना होगा. I have to be like in my like busy in my studies and all. It's that time. And घर के pressure भी था. So from 2020 I started my preparation with standard textbooks and all, and then I thought about like कि एक app ले लेता हूँ PrepLadder and all मैं ले लेता हूँ, and after that I continued with the app. And I would suggest anyone like the app after you can obviously like keep the book for your like standard books as a example कि वो मुझे करना होगा गीता की तरह, पर the app that you are using, that's also like a very useful resource. Anytime you are having any problem reading that book, you can come to the app and directly you can like after hearing the lectures of the teacher, you can obviously understand the topic much better. I would suggest that.
Right. So that's a very good point put across because many students ask us that, should I? So many students ask, like you also used to ask at one point of time, ma'am, should I go for main videos or should I go for rapid revision? And that is such a nice point put across that you have to go for the main videos. That is going to be your primary resource. And along with that, no one is saying that you ignore your textbooks or you just do not refer to them. But yes, an app makes your reading of the textbook a lot faster. Things become very simplified if you've heard it it from a particular person on a video lecture earlier, right? So on that note, next, of course, like when you were going through all the videos, did you prefer making all the notes by your own, or did you use the printed notes and annotate in
I
them?
use I use the printed notes, and
Okay,
I also what I did was I used to annotate the notes based on the videos that were available. Like
right.
if the videos are there are some MCQ videos, or always there are some videos that are being uploaded by PrepLadder on their YouTube channel also. I have
Hmm.
seen that, or some are there like they're uploading it on Instagram also. So I
Right,
used to annotate those extra points in my notes.
right,
I
right.
noted those extra points in that notes. I didn't. I like why watch the same video twice? I used to watch a MCQ discussion or something like that and annotated that in my notes.
Right. So
I
smart
found that
study is very, very important. So in your preparation, I'm trying to go in a stepwise manner so that students get clarity. You saw main videos, then you obviously annotated extra points in your printed notes. Then comes the main point. After theory, solving MCQs. So coming to the QBank, what was your approach to the QBank? How did you analyze all the questions?
yes, ma'am. I used to like there are people like who used to do daily MCQs and all, but I didn't like. I had that in mind that I won't do daily MCQs. After knowing that uh, topic in a thorough manner, then only I will go for the MCQ of that
Hmm.
topic. I used to approach the like videos and MCQs like that, topic wise, not haphazard. Like आज 10 MCQ करना है, कोई भी MCQ कर लिया 10.
Hmm.
No, I didn't do that. I didn't do like that. I used to like complete one topic, and then I went for that specific topics MCQ, and then उसका जो extra point MCQ में आता था वो annotate कर लेता था. I did it like that only.
Excellent. So now, when you're on this Q bank, and I also heard in the beginning you were saying that your elder brother is also an FMG student and he's also a
Yes, yes,
doctor. So
yes,
I'm sure
yes,
some
yes.
guidance must have come from there also, because if
Yes,
he's your
even
senior
like
and he's
he,
gone through that, so
yes,
he
ma'am.
must have told you. Do you see any change when he gave the FMG exam? What sort of
Yes,
questions
ma'am.
came then versus your time?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Because my when my brother went for the exam, I also went with him during that
Okay.
exam day. So I know
Okay.
the hectic schedule that the students have to undergo during that day. It's really hectic. So I won't mention that again. But what happened? Like when my brother came out, saw him smiling and all, and I knew that the paper was okay. And during that point of time, when my brother, like 1 year ago also, when the people used to appear for the FMG exam, the paper was a bit different. People used to get direct PYQs
Hmm.
from the previous year, around 50, around 30. They used to mention, and we were like encouraged, okay, we will also get this. And when after like giving the exam this time, I really faced the like when I faced the reality, it was totally different. This time there were
Totally
like
right.
10 to 20 PYQs, direct PYQs, and others were totally different. The questions were new, although it was PYT, previous year topics, but the question was totally different, and you have to approach the question in a different manner also.
That is exactly what one, like you were saying, when your brother gave the exam 1 or 2 years ago, exactly what we also got as a feedback. And that is when we introduced long stem questions in the app also. So now if
Yes,
someone looks at the QBank, there is same topic has a clinical question, same topic has a one-liner, because now the
yes,
exam is a mixture. Like you guys
yes,
also
ma'am.
saw, you got some one-liners, you got some very lengthy clinical questions. On that note, going forward, you did your notes, you did your QBank also regularly, but let's talk about something which everyone likes to push as much as forward, that is grand test. FMG students and any aspirant is very scared of a grand test. So that is something students would want to know from you. How did you approach a GT? What was the frequency of giving a GT and how did you analyze it?
Yes, the thing is, when my brother used to give GTs at home, I used to sit beside him and I used to watch him. Okay, you did this. Okay. After giving the GT, I used to analyze with him also. Like I used to sit beside him and I used to analyze with him. From that point of time, I had an idea how to solve the GT and all. But after day by day, the trend is really changing and all. So after when I was like appearing for the when I thought about appearing in FMG, so I started giving GTs from the month of May, I think. One
Okay.
GT a month. At that point
Okay.
of time, one GT a month.
Okay.
And what you have to do, the mistake that I did, I thought that, okay, today आज GT दे लेता हूँ, 2 दिन बाद जाके रिव्यू करूंगा.
Mm-hmm.
That was the worst mistake that one can do. You have to give the GT, you have to wait for the result, and as soon as the result is out of your hand, you have to give the GT. That is the most important thing. And if you are like really sorry, I'm really sorry.
Please go ahead.
No problem. Continue. You were talking about, you were telling us about your grand test strategy, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Like the thing is, people should start their GTs from like 1 year ago before the exam. I would
Hmm.
suggest that one GT a month is okay. It's okay. But after, when the timeline comes down to 6 months, it should be twice a month. And after when it comes down to 3 months, it should be every week one GTs. I would suggest. And as soon as possible, you should review the GTs as soon as possible. Please don't like keep it for aside, like I will do it later and all. Don't do that. And don't do that. And if you're like doing any mistake in a specific point, please make some mnemonic for that point and remember that. It's really useful. Make any mnemonic in your language anyhow possible. Just keep in mind that you have to remember that thing. Just keep in mind you have to remember that thing, just
Thank you
like
for
Preeti ma'am
telling
does.
the students, because why I wanted you to say this is because students keep on procrastinating and delaying GTs till the very last 2-3 months. Thank you for saying that you started giving them 1 year prior, because right from the beginning, crossing 150 in a grand test is not your agenda. It is about getting used to the exam pattern, sitting for those many hours, time management. 150 agenda comes very late in the last 3 months or 2 months. So I hope this is a very important message that students take back. And now coming to the final 1 month, when, say, for example, there were mock tests happening, did you appear for the championship exam? There were two of
Yes,
them, which
ma'am. Yes,
students
ma'am. I
told me were
appeared for
very
both
tough.
each
But
exam.
what was your score, if you remember, in those championship exams?
Ma'am, in first championship exam, I think I got 221, and in the
Okay.
second one, I got 238.
Wow, so that's
Close to
very
almost
close
the
to
same.
your actual 225 that
Yes,
you
ma'am.
got, because many students after the first exam were a little demotivated, saying that the exam was tough and maybe the final exam will not be similar to this. But now that the
No, no, ma'am.
results are
No,
out,
no, ma'am.
students are saying that there was a similarity, and now the FMG exam is no longer a one liner or a PYQ copy paste paper. It is getting tougher. So it's so important to give these exams. Thank you for giving the most valuable piece of advice to the students, especially the grand test one. But now, on a lighter note, you are one of the toppers. You've got an amazing score, but we refuse to believe that you were only into your textbooks 14-16 hours a day. What did you do to de stress, detoxify?
Ma'am, I play ukulele.
Oh,
I like playing around with kalimba and all. I am a like I love music and all. I sing myself, and
wow.
so I was really busy with all those things. And like sometimes even before giving GTs, I used to play video games in my phone, because I like that used to like wash out all my stress, because I
Much
thought
needed.
that my mind is clouding. It was getting
Right.
clouded. So I thought like I'd better play a video game and then go for GTs. And it was really affecting me. I thought that before, don't I won't suggest anyone to do that thing, but it was better for me that I used to like give away all my stress like doing that. First giving the first paper, and then I played a video game, and then I went for the second paper in my home. But don't do that during the exam, I
It's
would
okay.
suggest
No, to
everyone.
each his own. Everyone has a different way of de-stressing and getting the tension out of their mind. Maybe video games was your way and it has worked definitely. So everyone needs to find that one thing that gets them going. And of course, we didn't know that you play so many musical instruments. If we would have told you to get some along as well. But assuming that you are from, you've already told us that you sing well and you are from Kolkata, so that means one day we would want to listen to, we know how melodious your voice would be, we would want to listen to you also. But yeah, and on that note, it's, although it comes across as a single person's achievement, it never is. There is always a strong army of support system that everyone carries.
Yes,
So
ma'am. Yes,
what is
ma'am.
your set of people, from teachers to family to friends, who all has been there with you throughout this journey?
Ma'am, firstly, I would thank my parents for
Of
like
course.
guiding me through this MBBS degree and all, and my friends were always there. But I would also like to thank the teachers who have been there always. Firstly, I would like to thank you, ma'am, because you were
Oh,
always there. I have like when my brother used to take his preparations, he used to tell me exam के आगे के दिन प्रीति मैम का जो भी नोट्स है देख के जाना, प्रीति मैम के
thank you.
नोट्स देख के जाना. Like he used to always he used to tell me that. And I would also like to thank Deepak Kumar Marwa sir. His medicine notes are excellent, excellent. I have
Certainly.
read like I watch his video, like I am a fan of him. And I would also like to thank Dr. Sangmu Priya ma'am. Her biochemistry is fabulous. Her biochemistry classes are fabulous.
Certainly, certainly. And I think sometimes, it's not just our achievement. We need that extra guidance and that support, be it emotionally or be it in terms of, in terms of educational content, but we need that support to actually push us forward. And if we get that right direction, we can do wonders. And so you have. So thank you so much for sharing your journey with us. But I'm not letting you go without telling us what next. What do we see Dr. Arijit doing in the next say 1 to 2 years? What is the plan ahead?
मैम अभी तो बस इंटर्नशिप करना है. अभी तो रिजल्ट आया है, इंटर्नशिप करना है. But I have always like dreamt about like giving some appearing in NEET exam, NEET PG exam. But I think it will be next in some days, in few years, in next few years. And for that, PrepLadder's clinical Qbank is obviously I will recommend everyone, because I would suggest that the clinical Qbank that PrepLadder has, it has been reflected in their GTs also. In the
Right.
GTs that they have done, the championship exams they have taken, it was reflected in there. Okay, and after you, if you give those championship exams, and if you go for the exam on the real day, it's really helpful. It's really helpful. I would suggest everyone to appear in those GTs at least.
So
If you're
then
not
I'm,
like
yes.
regular
So
with the Qbank, then go with the GTs at least.
great, great. And I'm booking the interview slot in advance because I can see Dr. Arijit scoring an amazing rank in the future after the next exam. So, yes, we would want to meet you again. But a very valid point put up by Dr. Rahul in the live chat is that,
Yes.
of course, we were expecting Dr. Arijit to be a good singer, because what do you expect from a guy named Arijit? Which is so right. Anything you would want to
Okay.
sing also, now that everyone said that, man, you told us you're a great singer, so you have invited it for yourself. Just that closing note, anything, 2 lines you want to sing for us, maybe for your own win, and then we'll wrap up.
Actually, I always listen
No,
to
no, don't
romantic
tell
songs
us
and
mera
all.
gala kharab hai. Nahi, nahi, we don't want to. You
No, no, no,
told
no.
us, you invited
I
it.
won't give that. I won't give that excuse. But I listen to romantic songs. So if the romantic
Anything, it's
song
okay.
goes
It's
with
your
this
day.
mood,
You can sing whatever you want to.
okay. Like, should I sing
Yes,
now? Okay.
definitely.
Okay. तुझसे ही तो मिली है राह, तू ही तो मेरी है चाह, तुझसे ही तो जुड़ी जिंदगी, तेरी यादें कुछ है दूरी, आंख बंद है कुछ है पूरी, आंखों में है कैसी ये नमी, मेरा मन कहने लगा पास आके न तू दूर जा, छूने दे होठ तेरे, जरा सपनों में अपनी बसा,
Wow,
थैंक यू।
that's so good. So we've got a topper here who's got 225, who sings, who plays musical instruments, who plays video games. He's an all-rounder. And that is precisely how a student should be. It is not all about studies, it's by maintaining that balance in life, which is so great. So now congratulations once again for that amazing score. And you are an awesome singer, which I'm sure everyone's gonna agree as well. So continue with that in the future as well. We see a bright mind in front of us who's gonna achieve much, much greater things in life. So wishing you all the very best for your journey ahead, Dr. Arijit.
थैंक यू मैम।